no, don't even mention. I shouldn't be touching my face. I, like, literally got home and just, well, if you saw yesterday's or whenever's vlog, you saw that. Anyway, yeah. It's been, it was a crazy day. And then my husband just called and said, it's pretty early right now. Well, I guess not too early. I've been up since early, as usual. And so checking, making sure she was okay. I think I got up like, my husband usually was like 5. And I got up like 5:15. And checking on her. And she moved a little bit. Basically, she moved to another bed. My husband said she got up, sat in the corner for like an hour while he was awake. And then he just brought her other bed in the room, which is a little bit lower. She has a lot of beds. Okay. Don't judge. And so she crawled on that and laid on that. So she's been there this whole time. And so, yeah, that's where she's at. It's just, and she's going to have to eat because she has medication to take. So I'm going to, I don't know. I have her soft food from when she was sick last time. And I know she really loves it. So I think that's what I'll kind of coerce her into eating. But I'm not going to force her right now. I'm going to wait until I hear her kind of moving around a little bit and bring her water in. Once she starts smelling stuff, things like that, then she usually, that'll get her appetite going a little bit. But, yeah, it's going to be difficult for her. She's a great patient, but she's a very needy child too. So, yeah, I'm just thankful that I'm home with her, because if she would have been home all day without having done that, like, no one would have found her until like 5 o'clock or whatever my husband got home. So that would have been bad. Anyway, all right. So I've been working on those videos from yesterday for a little while now. I don't know how long. Anyway, it's about 9 o'clock. And so it's kind of late in the day for me. I've also been answering my work emails in between. So there's a little stop and go there. I noticed right around the 8 o'clock mark, that's when the kids go to school, so to speak. And so the internet gets a little bit bogged down, which is fine. My daughter told me something really nice here is I have a specific internet here. I'll just say it. I have Spectrum here. And I think AT&T is also pretty good in our local area. And what she told me, I don't know, I mean, this is what she heard this, is that anybody who doesn't have access to internet, they are working with them to provide it to them. She heard that it was going to be free of charge until they go back to school, or what, I mean, something like that for a little while, or even if it's at a reduced rate or something, provide them something. And so this is actually really awesome if that is all accurate. So anyway, so while that is, I got one uploaded, which is my favorite movies, which is yesterday's video, because this vlog's going to go on tomorrow. And so kind of like, it was really fun to do. It was kind of like remembering all the movies that I really love. And I was kind of like looking in my stash kind of, and on Amazon Prime. And so it was really fun to kind of go back and say, oh my gosh, I really need to see all those movies again. And so yeah, so I think we all need a little bit of a distraction. And so movies are mine. I love movies, big movie buff. So it's kind of hard to tell, because a lot of those movies, I mean, you couldn't say like I watch a lot of old movies, but there are some oldie movies that I really do like back in the day. But I listed kind of some that I thought were a little more that basically I have in my stash. How about that? All right, so 9 o'clock is what I am seeing. And so I am going to jump in the shower while that is rendering for my other channel and get up for the day. I still like to put myself together. That is one of the biggest things. And I'll kind of talk through this vlog today, maybe of some of the things I do that helps me keep able to work from home. I'll share, I worked from home for many years ago. My kids were in elementary school, maybe junior high. And it worked for the time I did it. The company I worked for wasn't my favorite. And but I was allowed to work from home, and so anyway, I think what it was is the owners took a little bit of advantage of me, and because they let go of their office space after a while, and so they would just kind of come over and kind of sit there, and I don't know, it was just like, and I'm talking like after hours. So when I was trying to prepare dinner and stuff like that for my family, my husband was coming home from work, things like that. So you just kind of go, what the heck? You know, so there had to be considered some boundaries. So that is my first thing, is that if you have supervisors right now and you're working from home, well, thank God you're able to. But you still got to have some kind of boundaries and set up times that you're actually working. And so if you have regular work hours that you have to report for, then make sure that you stick with those hours. If you are you're self-employed, then I always say do it in the best time that makes you work the best. Some people work better late at night. Some people work better early in the morning, like me, a super early girl. And that helps a lot, because once it gets to a certain time, I'm just like, I can't move. I'm just like, I can't do this anymore. But early in the morning really does work for me. So you got to find those times. So I'll keep sharing as this goes along, as the day goes on. All right, got to get in that shower. So I'm finally able to upload. This is really good because it's like 9:30, and so that's like a, I don't want to say it's a good time for everybody. That's not a good time, because I usually like to put it up super early. Gosh, my phone keeps going off. I just don't know why I keep... Same person keeps calling. It's not a person, it's scam. It comes up scam, so I'm not answering it. And there's more scams going on right now. So I have someone I know that was contacted for... and they said, oh, I need someone to work and this and that, and they found them on, because they had previous to everything going on, they had been looking for like a part-time job, and so this person needed like a personal assistant. Well, what it was is everything was being done online and through text, and I kept telling her, you know, just make sure it's legit and this and that, and she's pretty smart, so she'll know. And then, so what ended up happening was she got the text that said, hey, you know, glad to be working with you. You're going to be receiving a check next week. And then I'll give you instructions on it later. So then she texted him back and said, hey, I got this check. And then she told me, look, it's made out to me. It was mailed to me. It wasn't even mailed to his like business office. He's supposed to be this big architect, construction builder type of guy, and I'm like, okay, it's not even sent to his house, like his company, I mean. And he said his wife was there, and so it was just like really, really odd. It's like, wouldn't you be working with the wife? And in this day and age, like, we can really you know, do a lot of things online, pay your bills online, you know, automatic deposits of checks online and stuff like that. So she was already like on the fence. She was just like, this just isn't right. But she kept going with it because she obviously doesn't want anybody else to be taken advantage of. So she got the check and she took it to the bank, and of course they told her it was fraud. And they kept the check, and then they gave her their business card. And then when the guy texts back, she's like, the bank confiscated the check. Here's the person you should contact. And sent him a picture of the card. So she told me the other day that he was calling. We were on the phone at the same time. And so I don't know if yeah, I don't know if he left voicemail or not. I should find out. I'll leave it here if you found out. But very, very, there's just a lot of scams and stuff going on. So everybody, please protect yourself, because there are a lot of scams going on right now, especially for people. They know people need work and need to be able to survive and stuff. So please be careful out there. Of course, that is like, you know, one of those easy ones, but it's not like, hey, I have $1 million, da 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 da. It was like a smaller amount. And the amount like kind of got me, because I used to work in banking many, many moons ago. And the amount was just under a certain amount where it wouldn't be a red flag on like a cashier's check. So that's what really got me. It was like literally like 20 bucks below that amount. So anyway, yeah, so that was the interesting part of that. Anyway, all right. So I'm going to get this uploaded, and it's 9:30, and then I'm going to dry my hair, and it'll be close to my 10 o'clock where I can have something to eat. So, and I feel like a veggie omelet. I haven't had one in a couple days, and I am kind of feeling that. I'm feeling anytime I go off track, I feel like a little more bloated and not feeling well. And I have not weighed because I just feel like something is off. So I'm going to wait a couple days on that. And then hopefully that'll be a lot better. If you're not following me on my camera, ran out of memory. It happens. Come on. Yeah, I don't even know. I think I'm like doing the clips and then I'm uploading and I'm forgetting to like scrap them out once I load them to my laptop. Anyway, but if you're not following me, my wellness journey is on my other channel, Dina E, and it's better just to keep it kind of over there on that area. And so that's where it's staying. And but I'll leave a link below, and if you want to follow me there, and I give my true stuff over there, my true everything. It's real, people. So yeah, and don't forget to subscribe here because cruise content will be coming back in a blast. For now, I'm going to be cruising through my house. So let me finish and then go make breakfast. So something else you want to remember when you are working from home is don't get distracted by all of that stuff right there. And don't walk away from your workspace when you are going to eat. Definitely walk away. Like, make sure you create like a very comfortable workspace, but then walk away from it when you're going to eat, because what ends up happening, it becomes a habit. And then when you're at that space psychologically, you'll think you need to have some food there. I also recommend you have some good snacks prepared, so that way you're not going to the fridge like every 5 seconds, which can happen. That can happen. Instead, on your breaks, we can still take walks outside. So I suggest you take, use your breaks to take a little walk, instead of going to the fridge. Oh yeah. So there you go. So, I saw this earlier, and I was hoping maybe a couple of the cruise lines would come out with information, but I am getting ready to go to bed, and so Royal Caribbean has extended their cruise cancellations through May 12th, 2020, with the exception of Voyager of the Seas, which I think it's June is what it says, and specifically Alaska is July 1st. I think there was a couple other ones on there too, but they did say the Alaska ones, which is some that people were waiting on to learn about. So that's Royal Caribbean. Carnival said that they would come out with something by this Friday, May 27th. So we'll share something by Friday, May 27th. So just a couple days to see what they will be doing, if they'll be extending or whatever the case may be. And I'm sure Norwegian, Princess, Holland, since they're part of Carnival Corporation, I think they'll fall under that. I think Norwegian will follow, and I think a lot of the other ones will follow. So we should be hearing more soon this week. So interesting information that's come out, considering I think the original date was April 10th, 11th for a lot of the cruise lines. So they're extending it a little bit earlier. And I don't know if that's just to make a statement that they understand the crisis, they understand what's going on, and they don't want to create more cases, which could potentially happen with traveling. So that is the word as of today with Royal, and we should hear something, I believe, this week from the others. I think it's just going to be the domino effect. So be prepared. Look at all of the different sites if you are traveling or have cruises booked. Please look at all the sites to see what your options are. If you have a travel agent, they will check in with you. I usually wait if mine is a little bit farther out. That way they have options to be able to deal with the people that are sooner. And that's what I did, and it worked out perfectly. So anyway, so that is how the day is ending today. So very interesting, very interesting. So we'll see what happens later on this week. All right. Take care. Have a safe day.